Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your libertarian car guy. And as you can see, I'm looking at a plug-in hybrid. This is the plug-in hybrid version of the BMW 3 Series. The appellation that they choose for this is the 330 eDrive. Here's the little charger thing. I ran the battery down earlier, so I've had it plugged in for, I guess, about 5 hours, and it still says charging. So I'm not sure whether it's fully charged. I'm going to unplug it now, and we're going to go for a drive in the car, and I'll talk while I'm doing all this. Look at the cheerful little blue light. All right, you push that down, take that. It's raining. I hope I don't electrocute myself. I think this is grounded. All right, close that sucker off and leave that there. Okay. I really should get a videographer to help me with this stuff. Anyway, here we go. Get in the car. Okay, now the concept with this car is that it is a hybrid, but unlike most of the hybrids that are out there, it's powerful and it's quick, and it's supposed to be the best of both worlds. And it's not preposterously expensive relative to an otherwise equivalent non-hybrid version. This thing goes for about $46K, and in terms of power and performance, the equivalent would be the standard 328 version of the BMW, not the base 320, but the 328, which has the more powerful version of the 2.0 liter engine. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna turn her on. All right, it actually says I'm fully charged. So now to engage the electric drive, what you do is you push this little button here, thusly, and it says Max eDrive. Okay, now BMW says that it will go about 21 miles on the batteries. Now let's see what it does. I've driven some other plug-in hybrids, and they go a couple of miles on electric, but the problem with it is you can't go very fast. Typically the gas engine comes back on as soon as you get up to about 30 or 40 miles an hour, and the range is pretty dismal. This thing supposedly is able to go for about 20 miles, as I said, and the performance is actually supposed to be pretty decent. So we'll truck around here a little bit and see what happens. If you can see the tach, I know this camera sucks, I'm going to try and pan it in there, but the tachometer is not moving, which means that the gas engine is not on at all. So here we go, and we're trucking along. There's 40. Still no sign of internal combustion. And we're up to 50. And I've had this thing up to 70, even 80 miles an hour, just running on the batteries. And I'm pretty impressed by it. The impetus for this thing really is BMW's home market in Germany and Europe. They have areas that are ICE, that's internal combustion engine, verboten, where you're not allowed to go with an ICE engine. And that's problematic for people, obviously. You can buy a pure electric car, but then you've got a car that has limited range, long recharge times, and they pretty much suck to drive too, and that includes the Tesla, by the way, but that's another rant. Whereas with this thing, and I'm still on electric power, you can drive on electricity, but when the battery runs down, you can jump back onto gas and have performance that's right there with the regular gas engine version of the 328, which is a very quick car. This thing's also very quick too. Seat of the pants wise, it feels like it's very close to the 0 to 60 performance of the regular 328, which gets to 60 in about 5.8 seconds. Here we go, I'm going to pull out and get going. This one's probably slightly slower just because it's heavier. And see, a gas engine still has not come on. So this is pretty cool. Pretty doggone cool. Look at that. Now I will say this. If you run with the gas engine, the mileage is only about 30, which isn't particularly good. And you have to take into account the fact that there's about a $6,000 price jump to go from, say, a 328 to this. And it's debatable whether you're going to get the money back in terms of fuel economy, unless you're somebody who lives in a place where you don't have to go that far in between plug-ins, and that's generally true of all the plug-in hybrids. If I were going to go down to my, let's say I had an office about, I don't know, 5 or 6 or even 10 miles down the road, and I could plug this thing in when I got there, it would be recharged by the time I got out of work and went home for the day, and I could avoid burning any gas at all, and potentially that could double or even triple potentially your actual gas mileage. But you really need to factor how you drive into your calculations and whether it's worth it for you to go down that road. Anyway, I'll have more up at epautos.com shortly, and there's also an article up there in which I hesitatingly say vote for Trump, not because he's a libertarian, but because he might be better than the other candidate who we absolutely know, without any doubt whatsoever, will be a disaster on multiple levels. It's very possible that while far from perfect, Trump would be better on a number of issues that are important to libertarians. My friend Tom Woods commented on this the other day, the chief one being the wars. Trump has aroused the great hatred of the neocon war hawks in both parties for coming out against the wars. And that kind of makes me think he might be worth voting for. At any rate, there's an article up there on epautos.com that gets into it. I hope you'll stop by and take a look, and we will catch up with you next time.